Everybody, Scott here. Hope you're having a great day. Today I want to do something a little different. I found an error in the statistical reports put out by the MLS that make the past history look a lot stronger. And I want to show you what that was. And I want to try and condense what was 3 hours, 5 hours of research into about 7 minutes if I can do it here. So I'm going to go kind of quick. If you have questions, you can hit me up in the comment section. But first, let me describe what happened, and then I'll show you with charts what the result is. So let's get started. Back in 2013, a couple companies sprung into existence, and the service they provide to realtors was going into the public records and matching addresses of canceled and expired listings with accurate phone numbers. So agents would pay for this service, and then in the morning they get a list of every home in their area that had canceled or expired, along with the name and phone number of the owner. And the downside for owners was not unusual for them to get 100 calls a day for about a week going, hey, we want to sell your house, we got a buyer, blah, blah, blah. It was BS, and owners hit the roof. So the solution to cut those calls down was when an owner either was canceling a listing or it was going to expire, the agent would ask, okay, if we do this, tomorrow you're going to get 100 calls. And you're going to get 100 calls for a week and it'll gradually fall off, but you'll be getting calls for the next year, people wanting to sell your house. If instead we change the listing to withdrawn, agents legally cannot contact you, so your phone won't ring as crazy. And to do that, we just extend the listing but make it withdrawn. Well, what happened is the MLS doesn't count withdrawn as off the market. It counts it as still an active contract. You're just taking a break. So everything went well until about 2019. And what happened then is a lot of the websites, basically Trulia, Zillow, Realtor.com, put in a rule that said if a house had not been off the market for 30 days or longer, then it was counted as a continuous listing. So in 2019, sellers would put their house on the market, and because it was withdrawn, it was counted as active by these websites. So they'd go on day one, and instead of 0 days on the market, they'd have 1,000 days on the market. So sellers obviously hit the roof. Agents are trying to figure out why it happened. It got up to the MLS. MLS realized what happened very quickly. And literally in July, August of 2019, we saw 5,000 homes come off the market in a month. And that continued for about 3 months. But what happened was that ghost inventory that had built up between 2013 and 2019 changed our perception of the market. And I want to show you why and why it's changed my opinion of the market strength today. So let's go look at some charts. This first chart is just to show you how quickly those homes came off the market. Here we're looking at July 2019. We went from basically 13,000 homes on the market down to 8,400 in 1 month. And there was nothing in the middle of July to cause that, and that's what got my attention. But let's look at what that means for the perceived market strength. Okay, this chart right here is something that I've developed on myself. I took a couple different data sets from the MLS, and I've plotted months of inventory versus the median price of homes in San Diego. Now, I have looked at almost every single statistic, and this has always been the one that has been the best at predicting the market prices. If markets are going to go up, it happens when inventory goes down. So let's kind of just trace this. This orange number is the median price. The blue number is months of inventory. So you can see here, back during the crash, months of inventory peaked up. And once we crossed about 8-9 months, that's when we got the big housing crash. Okay, so volume, the price came down here, and then we started to see inventory fall pretty quickly. And this was obviously due to a lot of short sales being accepted. Then when we got underneath 6 months, things had kind of leveled out. And then once we fell below 4, it took off. And if you look at this range right here, this is the key area, 2013 and 2019, it shows that between 4 and 5 months of inventory, we saw 10% a year appreciation. So that would lead you to think that, hey, 4 to 5 months of inventory is a value generating level of inventory. If we stay below 5 months, we're going to see we're going to see prices increase. And then when we hit with, this was the big inventory drop that I showed you on the other page. And then once we really hit down here in the COVID time frame, got down to 2 months, that's when the market took off. So you can really easily see the correlation between inventory levels and pricing. But this chart makes you think that between 4 and 5 months of inventory, we're going to have appreciation. And this is the main chart I've been using to justify why I think the market has got a lot of strength behind it. Well, what I did is I went back, realizing that starting right here, every 3 years, we added 1 month of inventory. So I went back on a month-by-month basis, and I adjusted the active listings between 2013 and 2019, and that is this chart. On this chart, starting in January of 2013, I reduced the inventory by the average of what it had increased by the time we got to 2019, and you can kind of see now it gradually comes down here versus what we saw before, which was it was going along flat and then it dropped. So if we take a look at this, and what does that mean number wise, all of a sudden you see this price increase didn't really happen above 4 months. It happened between 2 and 4 months. So this kind of indicates that if we get above 4 months, we're going to hit a gray zone, and we might need to start getting worried about values once we get inventory up above 5 or 6. You can see we're not getting anything price wise, and above 6 we have a problem. So how this changed my perception of the market is right now we're sitting at 2.6 months of inventory. And back before I found the error in the MLS statistics, I was very comfortable with that number because it showed that the market was still going up at 10%, up to 4.5, 5 months of inventory. But now we know that the gray area might sit in around 4 months rather than 5 or 6. So we need to be a little more aware of what inventory levels are doing, and I'll watch this a lot closer. So try to make this quick. Hope it made sense. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comment sections and I'll do my best to answer. Otherwise, make it a great day.